Okay, hey guys, so DKC will be joining us with his BT and FR tomorrow in GL DFFOO. And for his FR, he has 3 conditions, and it's rather easy to achieve this condition if you have Dark Knight Cecil's BT. First condition is Dark ability. He does not enchant Dark elements, so you got to have an enchanter like Zande, but Zande is a little bit, or is really outdated at this point, so you probably doesn't want him to be in your team. But you can use his call. So his call has dark enchant as well, but do note that it's only 3 turns, so you have to use it wisely, so that the entire party will be able to get dark enchant. Unless if you are entering DKC's BT phase, then you still get 60%, like you cannot get that 20% during other parties' units' turn, but it will be good enough if you like transit into DKC's BT phase, right? So anyway, if you have a Dark Enchant and if you have his BT to meet the 50% HP condition, then you will be getting a juicy 80%. And if you are using a non-attacking ability, you doesn't fulfill the 20%, but you get 50% from the non-attacking ability, so that equates to 110%. So that actually makes Dark Knight Cecil's FR quite flexible to be used. You can even use it with other units BT, like how I demonstrated, like you activate Penelo's FR, then you use another character's BT state. So you can do that as well. You activate Dark Knight Cecil's FR, then perhaps you enter, for example, Rinoa's BT phase, right? So as long as the enchant is on one of the other party or even on Rinoa herself, then you'll be able to get 80%. And 80% is quite a huge number, and on top of that, DKC has 20% HP damage limit up on his FR, so that actually makes it even better. So overall, I do think that his FR is actually pretty good. So what I recommend here is, instead I want to talk about his BT phase. As I say, you can use other characters' BT phase, but for his BT phase, you can actually do up to 5 consecutive launches, so you don't need like Selfie in your team or Rain's call, because DKC have launched in his kit. And S2 launches a target and make the other target launchable, which means if you use another skill that doesn't launch on the launchable unit, you will still be able to launch them. So here the tactic is that if you use S2 on one of the unit, let's say A, B will be launchable. So don't attack B until you enter DKC's BT phase. So if you use S1 during then you'll be able to launch, then you can use S2 again, then you launch another time, then you use LD to launch B again while recovering S1 and S2. So again, with S2 recovered, you can use S2 again to launch, and then you can use the EX. I suggest to keep the final launch for the final attack during your FR phase, so do not immediately launch the unit. So EX on A, you don't launch it, then you use FR on B to launch B. So with that, you will be able to achieve much higher damage output. Okay, so generally here with Dark Enchant, all party can fulfill 3 conditions, and if you add up, minimum you can get about 870%, but if you add in a little bit of S1, S2 for the additional 5%, you can get over 900, and if you use a character that at least has supercharging, then you can get the extra 50%, that total of 110%, you can actually achieve up to 999%. So I suggest like you activate DKC's FR, and then you use a supercharger, like let's say Penelo, for maybe 1 turn, 2 turn, then you use Penelo's BT finisher, and then pass on to another character with Zande call, I presume, then you use another attack, then back into DKC, directly enter his BT phase. So that should, with that, you should be able to achieve up to 999% HP damage bonus. So for his evaluation, apart from needing Zande call for party Dark Enchant, I actually rate DKC's FR and BT pretty high. I think he has a good kit, he has a good FR, so it won't be a waste if you actually pull for him, even though we are getting into Echo's FR. So here I gave him a FR score of 4/5, and I do think that, you know, when you hit Echo's Era, if you activate his FR and then you get another character, you know, non-elemental character, to use their FR, you can actually get up to 100% HP damage bonus, because there's 20% additional from using FR echoes. So 80% from DKC's FR condition and another 20% from his echo, so total of 100%. And then you can alternate that a little bit, and then after that you enter DKC's BT finisher, and then you enter DKC's BT phase. So that should actually, so that combo should be pretty strong to clear a lot of early echoes content, right? So with that, I really think that his FR is actually pretty good. For his base kit, again, he has launch, he has delay, and with his BT, technically he has healing, because he heals back the team after the specific character deals damage, right? So basically that is to counter his weakness, which is that he drains the HP of the party and then he heals it back. But if the enemy will be doing any form of damage to your party, you will be able to heal back as well. So he does keep the team pretty safe with his BT effect. And of course, the last and not least is that his BT effect has the poison, something like X-Death poison, which is up to 500,000 damage, which is way higher than what X-Death can do at this point. So 500k is actually pretty high. Do note that his off-turn does not scale with HP damage bonus, but it is still 500,000, right? So that's actually still good damage overall. So if you want to compare with character like Kayn, definitely he won't be dealing as much as Kayn's, because Kayn has 2 HP dump and it skill with HP damage bonus. So, by the end you are looking at 1 million or 2 million per HP dump. So DKC kind of stuck at 500,000, but even out of FR phase, he is doing constant 500,000, and actually that is really, really huge. So if you want to pull for him, go ahead. I don't think he's a waste, even though Echo's Era is coming. Yeah, pretty much he is a good character to have.